Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I took it down to the shop. I got that drive gear put in. So now my speedometer works. It cost a little bit of money more than I wanted to spend. They had to take the whole transmission out. They just couldn't get to the back of it to put that in. So even up on the lift. So anyway, but they did a great job. My gears shift a lot smoother and everything. It's kind of a blessing because they went through and you know, made sure everything was there, and yeah, and fixed the linkage, and you know, it just shifts way better. And now that I got my drive gear in, so there's an update there. One thing is a seal blew out on my. It was very funny because I drove there to the shop, no problem and everything, and it must have blew out on my driver's side right as they put it up on the lift. Because once they got it up on the lift and they finished my transmission, they slapped it all together and they went to move it, and it was locked up. The wheel was locked up. So, and they're an honest shop. They waited till I got there to check it out, and you know, it sure was. It was locked. So I somehow the caliper just was pressing up against the rotor and everything, the brake pad, and it snapped the brake pad in the middle, and the middle part bent the middle part a little bit right in half. It bent the middle, but broke the actual pad in half, in pieces. So I'm glad that it was there at the shop when that happened. That would have been a very bad deal on the road if that would have happened while I was driving. So they replaced my front brakes, both calipers, pads, and rotors. So we're all good up front for now, even though I wanted to eventually get up to a Wildwood setup and everything, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, so another issue is, I don't know if it's that fuel pump again or anything. All of a sudden my bowl went empty, so I ordered a whole brand new what's it called, needle and seat from there. I'm just going to replace the fuel pump, and I had people online, they don't like this glass setup, and there's a good reason why. That glass could, you know, bump up against something or whatever and crack, and then I'd have a fire. And so thank you, viewers, for pointing that out. That's, you know, wasn't really thinking about it, so I'm glad you guys did that. So what I did is I bought a new metal one, and I'm just going to run a line all the way down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a line go down to there, down to the pump, then come up into here, and then just another little line in between. And then so that should take care of all my fuel issues down to there, and hopefully that needle and seat, when I think it gets here today. If not, I'll have to put it on tomorrow or whatever. But yeah, and then a gasket set and everything. So I'm kind of going to go through the carburetor again and see if that fixes it. It has to be the needle and seat now, I'm thinking, but at least I'm getting pressure from the new regulator now, and it's not leaking. You know, this car has been sitting for a while. The guy I bought it from, he picked it up, and of course he's trying to flip it, which is fine. I mean, that's what people do. And I knew kind of what I was getting into when I bought it, so it's not like it's, you know, I'm gonna have surprises here and there, you know. So, and from what I've been investigating and finding, because the rear wheel wells were definitely done long time ago. I would say 70s, 80s, maybe even earlier. I don't know. So by some of the internals and some of the other things I'm seeing on here, some of the parts that they replaced it with, I mean, they still make them, but I have some older parts on here, so I know the engine is at least 10 to 15 years old. because some of the parts on there, they went out of business 12 years ago. So, so it's at least 12 years old, this engine. Yeah, so I'm still just kind of piecing things together. So that's my update. So I'm gonna get working on the lines. These are just really easy. I mean, I don't have to really show nothing. They just come undone. There, you know, I'm building new lines and just putting them on there. Really easy. Nothing spectacular. So I don't need to show like how to do it or anything like that. So, but we'll get those changed, and hopefully that fixes my problem. And then just wait on that needle and seat. And because that bowl, it was filling up for a while, and then it stopped filling up. So yeah, so that's the issue we're struggling with right now. Once we get that all done and figured out, then we're good to go. So it has to be that needle and seat now. That's the only thing I can think of. So, and like I said, I'll change out that fuel pump while I'm at it, because I got a new one anyway, so might as well. All right, thank you, and have a good day, guys. All right, just to show the difference between the two. So I'm going to reuse the fitting. So this one has the internals a little different. So for the pickup, but no big deal. Yeah, this is definitely, I don't know how old this one is, but I'm sure this is their newer model here. So we're just going to replace it and see how well this new one does. So just wanted to show the difference, and let's get to it. Okay, so pretty beat, but here's my new fuel line. There's my fuel filter, and then I have a steel braided all the way down to there, down into the new fuel pump. So, oh, this took me a lot more time than I thought it was going to be. So now I'm still having, my bowl is filling and everything, but I think now my timing is off. So I'm getting it dialed in slowly but surely, but now I know for sure that my my fuel is there. So now what I'm doing is I'm getting a backfire when I rev on it. So now I think my timing's off. So that's probably gonna be my next goal. But I'm too dead ass tired to do any more today, bending over this car all day. But much nicer setup. So all right, well, I'll keep you updated on when I can work on it some more.